Well, it's finally happened. Nintendo was the last of the console makers to show up at E3 or whatever the Summer Games thing is called, but they were primed and ready to show off a long-awaited game. It's Sunday, so let's get sensational. I'm Mike, and I'm coming to you direct with the gaming news. Kind of like a Nintendo Direct. Speaking of that, they had one last week, and I typically don't cover news about specific games, but I feel the need to address a certain game. I have a friend that has been obsessed, probably to an unhealthy extent, with Metroid Prime 4, a game that was announced for the Switch back in 2017. And it was one of those, we're going to show the logo and that's it kind of announcements, so not much to go off of, but basically since then they've been silent about the game. We know that the Switch is winding down. They're probably going to announce their new system sometime this year. I mean, Nintendo basically confirmed it themselves, so there wasn't much time left for them to release this game for the Switch. Well, they finally showed a trailer for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, that's what they're calling it, and they gave it a release year of 2025, because that's what's been popping in the streets lately, just giving a release year. Thank you, GTA 6. Now, the trailer looked good graphically, like, too good, so there was some speculation that this gameplay may not have been from the Switch, but maybe it was running on the Switch too. I mean, if they are planning on releasing their next system in early 2025, this game is likely going to be cross-gen, kind of like Breath of the Wild was, and the visuals looked exceptional, so even I was like, maybe that was Switch 2 gameplay. Well, Digital Foundry did a breakdown of the trailer. They're known for doing their technical deep dives on game graphics and performance, and according to them, it was probably running on the Switch. They said it looked like it was running at 900p and it was well optimized, but there wasn't anything that they saw that didn't seem like it couldn't run on a Switch. Either way, I'm interested to see if this does end up being a cross-gen release, and of course, we're all waiting for them to reveal their next system. But you know, it's kind of a system and also a handheld. The PlayStation Portal, and it got a pretty big update on June 19th. So the PlayStation made some improvements on the Portal, which in my opinion is a pretty good streaming device. And one of them addressed a complaint that I had, which was related to the on-screen touchpad. They added visual feedback so you can see when you're touching it or swiping it, and it should help with at least making sure that your input was registered when using the on-screen touchpads. The second thing is they've added an option to see battery life as a percentage instead of just the battery life icon and there's just a bar. And the last thing, and probably the most important thing, is you can finally connect to public Wi-Fi. The issue is the Portal doesn't have a web browser, so if it was a network that requires you to authenticate via browser, you couldn't connect to it before. So they've solved this by displaying a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and then you can use your phone to sign into those type of networks. So they're small changes, but they're much needed, especially the public Wi-Fi thing. Like, this is a streaming only device. If you can't connect to certain Wi-Fi networks, that makes it kind of useless. Now, personally, I'm still enjoying the Portal, and I'm excited to go ahead and test out these new features. One thing that's definitely not getting any new features is Redfall, as Microsoft closed its studio recently. There was some DLC planned, but that was canceled after the closure. Initially, Microsoft said they were going to do some kind of credit for the people that had purchased the Bite Back edition of the game, which included the upcoming DLC. Well, now they've officially started doing refunds for the people that bought the Bite Back edition or the DLC for the game. If you purchase the game through Xbox, Microsoft, Steam, or Epic stores, the refund is automatically sent back to the payment method you used to purchase it. If it was purchased elsewhere, you'll have to submit a ticket to get refunded. I mean, in this situation, it's really the best thing that they could do for the people that purchased DLC for that game. But another group of people who may be feeling burned by their purchase, myself included, are people who bought a PS VR2. So let's just go ahead and talk about it today. In a fun story. So we've talked quite a bit recently about the PSVR 2 adding PC support and the adapter releasing soon, but there are some new updates related to the state of the PSVR 2 within Sony, and it ain't good. So this was reported by Android Central. They claim that they've reached out to their sources, and Sony has made deep cuts in their VR investments, and they only have 2 VR games in development at the moment. The IGN article also mentioned things that I've covered previously, like the rumors about the headset not selling well at launch, and then earlier this year there was a rumor that they've halted production on the headset. And of course they mentioned them doing the PC support and the adapter that they're releasing in August, like I talked about earlier. Now, to me, this rumor doesn't sound too far-fetched. I feel like them doing PC support could be a way for them to kind of cut and run on this headset and let people who purchased it play games on PC and from third parties on the PS5. This kind of reminds me of what they did with the Vita. Of course, mine is adding PC support. But essentially, they were like, we're done developing for this thing. Everyone else can make games for it if they want to, but we're not going to. Now, Sony did not respond when asked for a comment on these rumors, so it's all speculation. But I can tell you, as someone who just purchased one of these, it doesn't feel like a thriving platform. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Sony is already done with the PSVR 2? Again, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button thing to be notified when I drop a video or a live stream. And always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.